lazy dude 99. I am a Batman fan, and I'm a Canadian man. I do top 10 lists, tonight ketchup chips. Hey everybody, and welcome to another Lazy Dude 99 review. So, I'm sorry that I wanted to review this earlier when I first saw it, but I've been so busy with the Arkham City review and everything that I've been taking. It's been a while. So, anyway, let's just move right into it. I love Tintin, and I'm not necessarily referring to the movie right now. I'm referring to Tintin in general. I grew up on the animated TV show. I used to think that it was, you know, sometimes when you're a kid growing up and you grew up on a certain TV show, you think that everybody grew up with that TV show, because mostly it is. When I say I grew up on Batman the Animated Series, everyone said, oh yeah, I saw that too growing up. But whenever I said, did you see Tintin? Not many people did. I don't know why that even though I only had 2 channels growing up, Peasant Vision, I had Peasant Vision, only 2 channels, Tintin was one of the shows that they showed, the animated shows, and I loved it. It was one of my favorite shows growing up. And so when I heard that one of my favorite animated shows, well, basically I guess it'd probably be based more on the book, but one of my favorite characters from an animated show that I grew up with from my childhood was being made into a movie by Steven Spilberg and Peter Jackson, I was like, yes! Yes! And so, I originally thought it was just going to be a live action, until I saw the trailer. Then I realized it was going to be that 3D-esque animation style. Which kind of worried me a little bit, because I never really liked that animation style, but let me just dive right into it. For this movie, it's the best use of that animation style that I have ever seen. Because, as I always said, you don't want animation to look too realistic, otherwise there's no point in doing it. Animation. You might as well just do it live action if it looks just like real people. What's the point in doing it animation? You need to have a certain style of animation. You can stretch the expressions and stretch reality a little bit, but because it's animation, it'll look real. That's what animation does best. And that's what this movie does best. It's chase sequences and action sequences that would look totally silly or dumb if they were done in real live action. They are handled. They look really cool, and they are really adventurous and really just awesome in this because it's animated. Now, the story of Tintin, the Adventures of Tintin, is about this boy named Tintin and his dog Snowy. They're just going around this rummage sale or something in this square, and they happen to buy this boat called the Unicorn. And as soon as he buys it, like 2 people were right behind him, like, no, I'll buy it. Name your price and anything. And he's like, I'm not selling it. I just bought this, okay? I'm not selling it. And before he knows it, that ship sends him on a wild adventure across. It's basically, it holds keys to, they're not keys, it holds clues to a sunken treasure that has over 400 tons of gold. That was, the old captain of the ship that was captaining the ship that sunk with the gold is now Captain Haddock. The lovable drunken captain from the comic books and so on. And, you know, he's just hilarious. You know, I mean, he's a really good... He's played by Andy Serkis, and I don't remember the guy's name who did Tintin. I think, from what I remember, it's the guy who did the cool guy from Jumper. You know, the guy that could jump anywhere that was taking a piss in the Coliseum. in Jumper. Did anybody see Jumper? Was I the only one? I know it was pretty bad because of Hayden Christensen, but the only good actor in that movie is the guy who plays Tintin. And their story is basically just the captain and Tintin trying to figure out these clues and trying to stay a step ahead of these bad guys that are after them. And, you know, it's animated well. Its humor is really good. It really kind of reminded me of Raiders of the Lost Ark in that respect, where it had, except of course not as serious. I mean, it had, you had these grand adventures and grand chase sequences, and it was, you know, great humor and good characters. My complaints is, for one thing, I think the end was kind of rushed. Maybe it's just because I'm used to, in movies where they're going after a big treasure, that the final battle is fought right beside the treasure and not, like, far, far away from it or whatnot. But, I think that the final battle, it felt a little rushed, but it was still good because maybe it's just because they had that middle chase sequence, which was amazing. It was awesome, and it was just really, really good. Maybe it's because of that I felt that the end was a little rushed. But besides that, there aren't too many problems with this. It's not spectacular. I think the payoff wasn't as good. Where what they find in the end wasn't as good. You're just like, oh, okay. But it is partial of setup for its sequel, and I really hope this does get a sequel. Because it was handled really well, and it was fun, and I think it's the leading contender for Best Animated Feature. Because, what else we got this year? Happy Feet 2. I didn't hear anything about that movie. Cars 2, which was okay, but that was it. It was just good, but nothing great. And we have the only other contender that I haven't seen this one either, but the only one that I've heard good things about is Arthur Christmas. But even that, I'm like, nah, you know, it's probably going to be Tintin. I hope this gets a sequel. It was really funny, great action sequences, and we have a great main character who won't stop at nothing. And it feels adult. Because there are some scenes where, like, there's a scene where a man gets killed in a drive-by shooting. And the bullets, the way the animation portrays the bullet, and it feels like you almost like feel the bang of it. It's really well done in that way. I think they could have improved the humor of Thompson and Thompson, the two bumbling detectives that are, you know, basically idiots, but they're detectives. I think they could improve their humor. I wasn't never a really fan of their characters that much either, but it's Simon Pegg and that other guy. Sorry, I just can't remember his name. And I'm thinking, you know, if these guys are funnier than this, they could be. I think their humor, they can do more with these guys. So maybe that's just something for next time to think on. But The Adventures of Tintin, Secret of the Unicorn, great fun family film, and it's just a nice way to spend some theater money. Especially if you got a theater gift card, you might want to check this out after Christmas, you know. But it's probably out of theaters by now, even though I'm reviewing it. Oh well, maybe you can get it on DVD, whatever, if you haven't seen it already. So The Adventures of Tintin, Secret of the Unicorn gets a 7.5 out of 10. So thanks for watching, guys. I'll try to get more videos out more than, and yeah. I'm going to be reviewing Sherlock Holmes 2 next, so it's probably going to be out soon. See you around. If I don't like it, it's not worth it. Forgot that. Be sure to check out more of my other videos on my channel, and wait for more coming soon.